Hello everyone, sorry for the small delay. Welcome to the webinar that we have prepared for you. Today we will be doing a webinar for everyone attending the Agos Meeting 2016 in Mexico. We are super excited for it. So today joining us we have Diogo.
Hello, I'm Diogo Silva from Portugal, the current Regional Director for Europe.
And we also have Edward.
Hello everyone, I'm Edward from FGMS Ghana, the Regional Director of Africa.
And we have Antonio, which is our special guest from the OC.
Hey everyone, my name is Antonio and I'm the Vice Chair for the OC of the August Meeting 2016 here in Mexico.
And joining him we have also our amazing Vice President for Activities, Petar.
Hey Petar.
Hey guys.
And we will be having Farhan, the Regional Director for Asia Pacific, joining us in a small bit. And also myself, my name is Ignacia, and I am the Regional Director for the Americas. So for today's webinar, we prepare for you first an introduction, then we will go through every point in the agenda when we will discuss with you what that point is, what are people doing in that time. And we will also have the OC providing us a lot of information about the arrival day, the opening ceremony, and all of that I know you guys are really looking forward to. And after we go through the agenda, we will have a small summary of the code of conduct. If you don't know what it is, don't worry, we will explain it. And lastly, we have a Q&A part. If you don't know, we have in the YouTube, there in the far right, there is a chat. So feel free to post your questions at any time in that chat. We will be happy to answer them. So yes, for the first time, we're having a joint webinar between all the regions, so we're very excited for it. I know a lot of you guys are watching from very different parts of the world, so welcome, and we hope to see you all in Mexico. So just for starters, I would like to talk with you, Antonio, about the first day of the GA, which is the arrival day. We also have, before we start, I will introduce Farhan, who just arrived.
Can you hear your voice double now, or is it okay?
No, it's fine. And we're live. Yay!
Finally! Okay, I'm home by the way, so.
Farhi, can you introduce yourself to the people?
Yes, sure. Hello guys, my name is Farhan and I'm the Asia Pacific Regional Director. It's really nice to see you, and hopefully this webinar will be very useful for the participants.
Awesome. Okay. So nearly everyone from the Regional Director joined us today except EMR because he's flying right now, so he's on his way. But he will be present at the Agos meeting. So for starters, Antonio, I would like to ask you about the day zero. We consider day zero to be arrival day for the GA. Usually no sessions are held during day zero. It's mostly arrival and registration. So can you, Antonio, tell us a little bit about the transportation between the different airports, which is Mexico City Airport and Puebla Airport to the venue? How will that happen? What are the participants supposed to expect?
Okay, so hi everyone again. I'll tell you about the transportation and the day zero. So there will be a lot of OC members and staff members over there using some kind of Mexican hats, so you can recognize them in both airports, airport from Mexico City and airport from Puebla City, for those who arrive to that one. So what are we going to do? OC will provide the transportation for the bus station in Puebla, in the airport in Puebla, to the venue. So for people who is arriving to the Mexico City's International Airport, they will have to take a bus from that airport to the bus station here in Puebla. So this may seem a little bit difficult, but it's not, because there's the bus station for to take bus from Mexico City to Puebla is actually inside the airport of Mexico. So you just have to walk from the arrivals like 100 or 200 meters with direction to the meal food, and then you will see a hall which is says buses, urban buses. So you will go to the urban buses, and then you will find the line for the Puebla one. So these buses works 24/7 hours. And here is Peter. He actually arrived today in the morning, 3 a.m. in the morning. So he can say he can give faith to this actually service. So, Peter, do you think can you explain us a little bit about your experience in the buses?
Yeah, honestly, I just came 9 hours ago, and it is just as easy as Antonio explained. Immediately after you exit the departure gate, the arrivals gate, sorry, you're going to see a sign for the buses. So you just go, you buy a ticket, and you get to Puebla. It's just that easy.
So, okay, so these buses works 24/7. So it doesn't matter what time you will be arriving, there will be for sure staff members waiting for you in the arrival gate, and they will guide you to the bus station line. So how much does it cost to get from Puebla to the Mexico airport to Puebla? Well, it's about how many is like euros? 15 euros, 15 euros. So you will not spend a lot of money there, and it will take you to the bus station. In the bus station, we will be waiting already for you over there with shuttles from OC, and we will take you in determined hours so we will wait until the shuttle get full, so we can go straight to the hotel.
Awesome, thank you. For those who are arriving or are already in Puebla, where is the registration going to happen? Like in the hotels? Can you tell us the name of the hotel where the registration will happen for the first day? And if you know at what time will the registration be opening?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so for those who already are in Puebla in that day, so registration will be happening in one of the hotels of the GA, which is Camino Real Angelopolis. That's the name of the hotel. So it is located in at Via Atliscayotl, and the number is I will tell you soon. So this hotel will be the hotel in which all the register will be happening, and it will start at 10 a.m. in the morning. So you have to know that the register will begin at 10 a.m. in the morning, but the check-in will be at 1 p.m. in the evening. So you have to wait a little bit over there. But we have already informed the hotel of people who's going to arrive maybe in the morning or early in the morning, and there's no problem for waiting on the waiting room. So you can be there and just relax for something. And of course, members of the OC will be there actually from 7 a.m. in the morning.
Okay, awesome. So for those, like sum up, it will be in Camino Real Hotel. As a follow-up for this webinar, we will be sending a follow-up email for the general servers, and also in the Facebook page. We will be adding everything that we consider to be a key or relevant information that was shared in this webinar. For example, we will be sharing the address of the hotel that the check-in will take place in. So Antonio, I'm aware that there is two hotels, right? For the whole GA. Can you tell us like the distance between them? Should people worried about walking a lot or not? Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, for sure. There's two hotels for the GA, which is Camino Real Angelopolis and Holiday Inn Express and Suites Angelopolis. So one hotel is actually in front of each other, so it will be like just like 50 meters to walk. And there's these both hotels are connected and crossed by the Highland Park. So you can just walk through the Highland Park and like 50 meters walk, and you will be in the other hotel. So also I want again to invite Peter. He actually saw both hotels yesterday, so he can tell us how far it looks for him.
Yeah, so they're literally across the street from each other, so about 50 meters, I would say. Maybe that would be it. And there's a nice bridge connecting both of them, so they're really close.
Which is the Highland Park, so it's really close. And don't worry about walking alone because you are in the safest area of Puebla. And actually, I have to say, for all those who are worried about Puebla is one of the safest cities in Mexico. So everything that you might be worried about, you don't have to, because Puebla is really safe.
Okay, awesome. And we have actually 211 participants for the pre-GA. Can you tell us how it will work for them to move from the pre-GA to the GA? Will they have to go to the airport, or will there be transportation provided?
Yeah, for sure. No, they don't have to move anywhere. We will take them from the pre-GA hotel to the GA hotel. So all of those who are attending the pre-GA will be taken from Mexico to Puebla for free.
Okay, and I'm aware that the hotel for the pre-GA is right in the airport, right? Like there won't be any transportation because it's literally walking distance.
Yeah, for sure. The hotel for the pre-GA is Fiesta Inn Airport, which is actually in the complex of airport. So our staff members will be over there also waiting for you, and you can take if you want a taxi just to get into the airport. But I don't see the point for doing that. So maybe you can just walk, and it's like a 15-minute distance, so you don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So for like a summing up everything, for those of you arriving to the pre-GA, the hotel is right next to the airport, so there won't be any transportation, but there will be OC members there guiding you to the hotel. And for the pre-GA to the GA, the transportation is included, so don't worry about that. For those arriving to the GA, if you're arriving to Mexico City, you need to take the bus to Puebla, as we explained previously. And once you arrive to the bus station, there will be shuttles from the OC provided, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, and also the registration open at 10, and the checking from the hotels, like meaning that you will get your rooms at 1 p.m. Also, I would like to elaborate on behalf of Fernando, the OC Treasurer, that it was sent to the NMO server in case you're not aware that none of the participants will be able to register if there's any deaths of any of the other NMO members. For example, if you are in a delegation with 16 other people and one of them did not pay their fees, none of the other 15 people will be able to check in. So please make sure you check your finances before you arrive, so you won't have any issues regarding that. Antonio, about the pre-GA, I'm aware that there is a social program for the first day, like a tour around in the 28th of July. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Like, how will that work? Because I think it will be starting in the morning. Will be OC people for those who don't make it to the social to register during the afternoon and for the pre-GA. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Your microphone is mute.
So yeah, for sure. Okay, so just for making it clear for the pre-GA assistants, pre-GA will be held from the 28th to the 31st of July, and we will be departing from the pre-GA on the 1st of August in the morning to arrive to Puebla in the 1st of August also in the morning. So the 28th is only arrival day for the pre-GA. So there won't be any activity about the work system stuff in the 28th. That's why we offer a social program for all those who want to attend the social program, in which it's about visiting Teotihuacan, which is one of the archaeological zones most important in Mexico City, which used to be the first city, the culture of the Aztecs. So, okay, this is actually on the OC also, so you don't have to pay extra for this, but it will work this way. We will offer the departure to Teotihuacan will be at 7:30 a.m. in the morning, because it takes like 2 hours to get there. So we will be arriving like 9:30 or 10 a.m. And for sure, for those who arrive before and those who arrive early in the morning on that day, they can totally join us. And the check-in is actually at 3 p.m. in the airport on the 28th. So you can also keep your bags in the registration line, so that you don't have to worry about it. But we will provide you with some box lunch, because we know there's like too much time to wait for eating. So we will provide you that day in the morning with a box lunch as breakfast, so that you can eat it in the meanwhile we're going to Teotihuacan. And then once there, you will be able to visit all the area. You will be able to go by your own over there. Of course, all C members will be there with you, and for sure. In the lunch, you will there's a lot of incredible places to eat over there, so you can also eat by your own over there. And for those guys who arrive in the 28th during the day, there will be a lot of staff members of the OC over there waiting for you to register and stuff. So if you don't get early in the morning, or you don't get on the 27th, don't worry about it, because there will be, of course, optional programs, social and cultural programs for you if you want to join it.
Awesome. So I think that's for it for the arrival day and the registration day. If the participants have any question, feel free to add them in the chat, and we will address them once we read them. So for now, we will move to the discussion of the agenda of the meeting, and we will discuss each point of the agenda. We will start with day 1. I will show the agenda in just 1 second.
Should I start, Ignacio?
Yeah, I'm screen sharing. Just one sec.
Okay, so for the ones that joined a bit later, basically now all the regional directors will go through the General Assembly agenda. We'll go day by day to explain what's going to happen during the GA. We basically decide to do this because for those that have been in a General Assembly, you know that the agenda is very, very packed, and sometimes you get kind of lost and you don't know where you have to go next or what's going to happen next. So we decided to go through every day in detail, explaining what's going to happen and sharing a few tips and tricks so that you know how to get ready for all those sessions. So basically, Antonio went through the first day, which is basically arrival and registration. And now we are going to start for the following days of the agenda. If we go to day 1, which is August the 2nd, we'll start with the sessions. So this is the biggest part of our agenda. It happens almost every morning, apart from August 5th, day 4 of the General Assembly. So at every morning you'll have the sessions that you apply to. This is all the sessions related to president sessions, all standing committee sessions, or NMO management sessions. So in this first day, that's where you're going to know the place where they are held. You're going to know the facilitators and all the fellow participants that are going to be to take part in the sessions that you registered to. So this is going to happen very similarly across all days, and every time that you see sessions in the agenda that are green, it relates to the standing committee, NMO management, or president sessions that you are in. Then we'll go for lunch, and lunch will last for an hour, always from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., and it's followed by the NMO hour.
Wait, Diego, the agenda is just very small. I'm fixing it right now. I'm sorry. Okay, now you can guys see it on the big screen. So basically, just Diego's. We are in here on day 1. So yeah, please continue. It was just very small before.
Okay, thank you, Ignacio. After the sessions, which end at 1 p.m., we'll have the lunch and the NMO hour. So in case probably some of your heads of delegation already explained the purpose of the NMO hour, but it's 1 hour that you have every day, and there's a few days that we have more than 1 hour to meet with your delegation from your NMO to discuss the topics being discussed in General Assembly, to discuss what happened in your sessions, to decide on things that you are going to vote on the plenary. So it's a moment that we give for all NMOs to gather together to discuss and to reflect on what's happening, so that you have time also to discuss within yourselves, to prepare for the plenary decisions, and to enjoy the maximum out of each session. So that's together with lunch, usually because we give that opportunity for NMOs to sometimes mix lunch and NMO hour, so that way they have a bit more time for NMO hour and to discuss. The NMO hour will always start at 2, and lunch will always start at 1, so this schedule is kind of easy. And on the first day, following lunch and NMO hour, we will have the regional sessions. So the first one will last for 2 hours. And in the regional sessions, it basically is the moment where you'll meet all the delegates from your region. So as you probably know, we have 5 regions in FMSA, and they will gather in different rooms in this moment to work on things that are specifically related to the region. And these can be things that affect everyone, or during the sessions you can be divided according to the standing committees or presidents, or any other way you find to divide the sessions, if you think or if it was considered necessary to tackle a specific subject related to the region. So let's say if you are from Americas, you'll meet with Ignacia because she's the regional director for Americas, and you'll discuss things that are directly related to all NMOs in Americas. Then we'll have 10 minutes to shift rooms, so it's kind of a 10 minutes break to move to one place to another, so there's no excuse to be late. And then we'll have 2 parallel sessions. We'll have the training sessions in soft skills and the team event roundtables. So if you've read the invitation package, every General Assembly has a team event. In this team event, we try to come up with a different way of a different approach to the topic. And in this part, in this first day, there will be roundtables for discussion. So it will be roundtables with small groups for discussion. So feel free to join to share your opinion or to learn a few things about the team event. At the same time, there will be training sessions on soft skills. So FMSA bets a lot on non-formal education to teach and to provide our members with skills or new skills or better skills to be ready to face their challenges and to improve their projects. So in this moment, you'll have the opportunity to apply for some of these trainings delivered by trainers from IFMSA. So it would be it is a really good opportunity to develop some of your skills. Then we'll have dinner. Dinner is also always at the same time from 19 to 20, and then it will be followed by the opening ceremony and a special dinner. And now I would ask Antonio if he could explain this part, because there's a few logistical details. So the opening ceremony, the official one, will be on the first day, and if Antonio would be kind enough to explain, I will now give the word to him.
Hey, how you doing? So now the opening ceremony will be
Thank you.
On the second day. Well, actually, it's the first day of activities, but this is the August 2nd. And okay, about the dinner that day, we'll be arriving to the from the hotel, and we're gonna go to the place where opening ceremony will be held, which is one of the oldest hospitals in Puebla, which actually was the first hospital in Puebla, and now it's a museum. So we'll be having our opening ceremony and dinner ceremony over there. So what are we going to do? We are actually going to be there at 8 p.m. in the morning. I guess the agenda says that. And we're going to be, of course, we're going to come with invitation and participation of personalities here in Mexico, like, for example, our national Secretary of Health, and actually, of course, our governor here in Puebla, and our president here in Puebla also. So we will be having also the participation of Dr. Gary Eijmans, who is like the chief here in Mexico for the PAJO and the OMS here in Mexico. And also we will be counting with the participation of Dr. Laura Magaña, who is the chief in the National Institute of Public Health here in Mexico. So she's also our principal sponsor partner of the GA. Regarding the number 2, we will be having also the dinner over there, and first will be the ceremony. Will take only 40 minutes. Then we'll be straight after that. We'll be having the dinner, and of course we will have a social program for the opening ceremony also there, and we will be getting back to the hotel like maybe 3 a.m. in the morning. So as you already said, all of the dinners right after the first day are in the same time, at the same hour. So for sure, all of the days and the dinners will be served in the same place, and you will be only go by walk and by bus to those places. So you don't have to worry about it. Also, all of the OC staff members will be supporting you on how to get there and stuff. So also, I want to recommend for you and all the delegates to download our sponsor application for transportation, which is Cabify. So Cabify is an application similar to Uber, and they are giving us a 20% discount on any trip you will make by using Cabify from the hotels to the venue. So, and also they will give you 200 Mexican pesos for the beginning, so you can use on your first rides as new user. And if you ever have to lose, for example, maybe you miss the bus to go to the dinner or something, you can use Cabify, and for sure will be safe, and for sure will be totally fast to get there. And those are like our principal also sponsors for the GA. So you please download it and use a code that will be also send you in a few days, so you can have the discount. 200 Mexican pesos is like 200 is like 10 euros on discount. So do you need? Do you want me to explain something more?
Just one question that is in the chat in the YouTube video. Patricia from IX Catalonia asked if there will be a shuttle from the Puebla airport to the venue, or if they should go to the bus station.
No, for sure there will be a shuttle also from the Puebla airport to the venue.
Okay. Thank
I
you.
guess there's
So, yeah, Antonio?
Yeah, we just asked you before to fulfill the Google form about your arrival information. So we actually have some people that are arriving to Puebla's airport. So according to that form, we will be having some shuttles over there. I guess it's only one. So let me check, find, and we can tell you about what time is going to be our departure in the shuttle from the Puebla airport. But it's going to wait for all of the people who's going to arrive over there.
Okay, so just as also a reminder, in case you need transportation, it's also it's very important for you to fill in all the forms that the OC provided for the pre-GA or the GA. Otherwise, they can know when you're arriving and how many people are attending and need transportation. So since the first day is over, feel free to ask any question in the chat if something is unclear. And now we'll move on to the second day. That's going to be explained by Ignacia.
Yes, thank you. So we have a question about the contact email for the OC from Helena from Australia. We will be sharing that on a little bit because there are several emails. I don't know, Antonio, if you prefer us to share yours or the general one. Let us know, and I will share that on the YouTube chat where people are asking questions.
So I can share my email with you for sure. I always attend my personal email, and I actually have received many of the emails on my personal email that I answer quickly. So if you want to have my email to ask any questions, you can also have it. So should I write it or something, Nacha?
Yes, send it. Is your email? I can share it on the chat.
Yeah, my email. And you know my email, Antonio Vegamat.
Okay, so I will be sharing it on the chat on a little bit, but before that, we will be going through the second day of the agenda. So for those, like, I will not explain the sessions deeply because Diego already said that every session will happen every morning except on the August 5th. But I really want to encourage you guys to know that there is a survival kit for each one of the sessions. So for example, if you have a huge delegation and some of them are attending to SCORA, SCOMI, and SCORP, or SCOPI, SCORI, or the other committees, it's very, very important for them to write prepared. So every standing committee director prepare a document that is called the survival kit. Basically, the survival kit is just like a manual that contains everything related to the session, from the themes that will be discussed, the agenda, the parallel sessions, everything that you might need to prepare before the GA, and so on. All the standing committee directors are preparing a folder that contains all the survival kits and should be shared later today. So we will be sharing that through the NMO server, which is the official email for the NMOs, and we will be most likely sharing it on the social media as well, so you guys can have access to all those documents and arrive prepared. I know there's a lot of questions as well regarding the language barriers. As you may know, we have different languages that in IFMSA, but all our meetings happen in English. But since we have approximately 200 people that speak mostly Spanish, we will have some interventions done for that, which will be mostly having people in each session that can speak Spanish and English and can provide translation. So don't worry about it, and if you have any questions, you can approach them, and they will be introduced on every session on the first day. For now, we only sadly have Spanish, but I know several other of you are having issues, so we really want to encourage you that if you don't understand something, ask the facilitator or the session giver to slow down, speak in more simple words, or whatever you may need. So that's for the sessions part. Basically, each session will have a room that will be the same room for each day, so you will know when to arrive. We would really like to encourage that you guys arrive on time. So it's very important for the session to happen promptly because usually these sessions are very packed. For the lunch, it will be in the same place as the lunch that was the day before, and the NMO hour, Diego already explained it very greatly. If you want to in the NMO hour to have the participation of any assistant or RD, you feel free to approach them. I'm sure that they will not have any issues in joining you in a particular NMO hour. So after NMO hour, we have 3 parallel sessions. We have the PS discussions. PS stands for policy statements. Policy statements are documents that the Federation creates that try to reflect a position on a certain topic. So it's sometimes it's controversial because by adopting a policy statement, we are adopting a position on a certain topic on behalf of the full Federation. So of course, as you may have thought, there's usually not everyone agreeing on the position that we want to adopt, and there are discussions that take place during this part. Why? Because as we explained in yesterday's webinar that we will be also linking, that was mostly related to plenary. During plenary, we have to vote upon the policy statements, but discussions should not take place during the plenary. So if you have any particular position on any policy statement, if you don't like the policy statement, or if you feel that the policy statement that we plan to adopt might affect your NMO or your national participation, it's very important that you attend these sessions. They will be in a form of parallel sessions. Each policy statement will have a small working group discussing the policy statement. They will be mostly likely all happening in the same room, so you don't have to worry about that. But the only bad part is that each policy discussion will happen in parallel. So if you have anything to say about more than one policy statement, it's very important that you may be divided between your delegations, because it's not possible to attend all of them because they happen in a parallel form. Then we will have in parallel as well the Exchanges Poster Fair. Do not misunderstand this for the Exchanges Fair. This is a different thing. The Exchanges Poster Fair is where every NMO that participates in the exchanges standing committees are presenting a poster related to their exchanges work in their national member organization. You will most likely know more about this if you are attending either the Standing Committee on Professional Exchanges or the Standing Committee on Research Exchange. And we also have the open space discussion. This is also a small working group kind of discussion that will happen in a parallel form. There will be several discussions happening on this space. I think it's better for me to provide the list after in the follow-up message that we will be sending, because there are several of them and it will take a while, but make sure that you do read all the discussions available and attend some of them, because some of them are really interesting for the Federation and for the outcomes of your NMOs as well. Then we will have shifting rooms. I will have to be certain that this time here will probably be a bit longer, since this will require either transportation or no, sorry, because this is on the same venue. So for the plenary, we will have some days that will be in the same venue, and the last 2 days will be in a different venue. That's why I'm saying the transportation thing. But on this day, everything will happen on the same place, so transportation will not be needed. But please keep in mind that the venue is not the same as the hotel. So if you need to bring anything to the venue for the plenary, bring it on the morning time, because there will not be time during this full August 3rd day to come back to the hotel, unless you take your own means of transportation during lunch and NMO hour to do so. But the OC will not be providing transportation back to the hotel this day, because everything else will take place on the main venue. Okay. So for the plenary, we went through that on yesterday's webinar about plenary and president sessions. So feel free to watch that if you have any questions or any doubts about the plenary. Do we have any questions for now? Can we get a link to the general agenda? Yes. We will be sharing that as well. The general agenda is available for all your presidents. So every NMO president should have access to the agenda, but we will be sharing it as well. And each standing committee session agenda will be shared as well in their survey kits. Okay, so that's for day 2, which is not the same as the day. Please keep in mind that we all most of the time refer to days and not to the dates. So for example, the first working day is day 1, but we consider arrival day to be day 0. So please don't get confused on that. Yes, so for day 3, I think is Edward.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to take you through day three. So for day three, that'd be on August 4th. So we'd have breakfast as usual in the morning from 7 to 8:30. Then we continue with the sessions. So they've already explained what will be done in the sessions. The only peculiar thing we'd have in day three is the contract fair. We have contract fair from 12 to 1 p.m. So this is where animals that are active in Skopje and Skori would sign contracts for the next exchange year. So initially there'll be a fair that would be open to only the Neos and the Norris. Then after that, from 12 o'clock to 1 p.m., the rest of the fair would be open to the general delegates. Then we would have lunch from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Then we have NMOR from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So the NMOR for day three is for 2 hours because during the plenary there would be some votings on NMOs applying for membership on MOUs and other elections on day three during the plenary. So the NMOR for day three is quite extensive from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Then we have the EB candidates debate from from 4 p.m. to 4:50. So this is where initially we used to have EB election during the March meeting, but we didn't get position candidatures for the vice presidents for members and vice presidents for external affairs positions. So we have candidates for the August meeting. So we would hold a debate for them. So during the debate, delegates will be open to ask the candidate questions regarding their candidatures that would enable their animals make a good decision during the voting. Then there will be shifting of rooms. So from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., we will have parallel sessions two sessions that will be run parallelly. So we have the Rex Crossley Award presentation and the team event. So for the Rex Crossley Award presentation, a call was sent for animals to send activities, and the top 10 activities for the animals would be top 10 activities would be selected, and these animals would have to present these activities to the delegates, and we'll be selecting three top presentations to get the Rex Crossley Award. And at the same time, there'll be a parallel team event session. So um, we all know the theme for this GA, the Global Action for Vaccines. So we would have the theme event. That's where we have other speakers come to talk about the theme. Then we have dinner from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Then we have our plenary session from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. So as Nasha said yesterday, we met with the animal president and we discussed what will be done during the plenary session. So you can go through, you can view the link and view the discussions we had with the animal presidents, know what will be done in the plenary session. Then after the plenary, we have our social events. Yeah. So I think Farhan will take us through day four. Oh, any questions?
Before that, guys, the OC has to leave in 15 minutes. So if you have any questions for the OC, please write them down now in the chat. Okay, so before we move to day four. We will be reading them just after Farhan ends with day four, so please write them down now. Thank you.
So,
Farhi, you can continue.
Farhan, just a second. If possible, could Antonio go through the social program of the whole agenda, or what is missing? Maybe that's something that may require some work or some things from the delegates.
Can you go through the social program, Antonio?
Yeah, for sure, I can. So according to the agenda that we have, we're leaving for the social program from both sides, from the places in which the planet is going to be held and from the hotel. We will have a bus. I think this is really important for you to know that we will have some two shuttles maybe from the places of the plenary to the hotel in case people wanted to go to leave the plenary but maybe because they forgot something at the hotel or something. So there will be only two buses for that. Instead of that, all of the other buses will be waiting in the plenary for people who, when the plenary ends, they can go straight to the social programs. What is with this? So about the social programs, we have, as you already see, different themes of the nights. So about Aztec night should be a cultural show. NFDP should be totally NFDP, as you may know. And the day number three, it's Sonata Towers, which is really close to the venue, also to the hotel also. So if someone of you is missing the shuttles to go over there, you can actually go by taxi or by Cabify, as I told you before, and it's like no longer than 5 minutes ride. So and it's not expensive neither. So you can also get there, and we'll have some kind of we'll be at some kind of club over there. And then in the night of the Aztec night, we will be waiting at some garden, also behind the Hotel Camino Real, which is we will be held the such cultural show, and for sure, you know, all the details you have to go to take here in the cultural show about representing your culture. And in the NFDP, we will be held in this social program also in one garden behind the Holiday Inn venue. So it's not too behind like that. It's like 10 minutes away from the Holiday Inn. But also, if you lose if you miss the bus, you can also take a ride in the Cabify or in some taxi, and it will take only 10 minutes. About the last day will be the Dia de Muertos. This is also the closing ceremony, so please take that in mind. We will have a special guest, for example, I think the only special guest we have is maybe the president of Puebla, but he will be only like few minutes with us, so it's not as elegant as the first one opening ceremony will be. So you can go this way, which is not too far away from the hotels also. So we will be having dinner also over the social program. So you will be waiting a little bit for dinner that day. But after the dinner, we will be having a closing ceremony of short, of course, sorry, the social program also in the same venue of the closing ceremony. So please, if you have any other question, just let me know, and I'll
Yes, we have
try
some
to.
others. Antonio, people are asking if they need to bring anything related to like dressing or anything else for the social programs. Like, are they
Okay.
themed or is just regular social programs? They have a theme?
Okay, for the first day, of course, on the opening ceremony, you know, you gotta be some kind of elegant dress because it's the most important social program we have. Then about the Sonata Towers, it's just casual clothes, so that you don't have to wear anything special, just like casual dress code. About Aztec Night, it is a cultural show, so if you want to take with you some I don't know, outfits from your country that you will be using, maybe also if you want to use it in the NFTP, you can bring it. So it's just to show the diversity of our IFMSA international and to represent your country. So if you want to bring something about maybe I don't know, maybe an accessory or maybe an outfit of your country, you can totally bring it. So if not, you can only go with casual dress code. And about the last day, it's more casual, elegant dress code. Not so elegant as the first day, but yeah, it should be like kind of a casual also dress code.
Mhm. And for the NFDP, for those of you who are attending for the first time, NFDP stands for National Food and Drinks Party. It's basically a full event when every animal brings their own food and drinks. So you will need to bring that. Bring some food that are typical from your country and also some drinks. They can be alcoholic and non-alcoholic. We are always trying to be inclusive for those who don't drink alcohol. So please try to provide different options for everyone to be comfortable in the event. So try to bring something alcoholic, something non-alcoholic, and some food samples from your country. And we are also being asked, Antonio, the Dia de los Muertos will be like theme, right? So people can like paint their faces on the Dia de los Muertos theme and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So I will tell you about the OC and the staff dress code, so you can just, if you only want to know. Of course, in the Aztec night, we will be, Aztec is our most old culture here in Mexico, so they were like dressing some kind of typical dress code. So maybe we will be using some kind of those dress codes. It will be a surprise for you. In the NFTP, we will be using the most typical mariachi dress code. and also one of the most typical skirts and dress codes for girls, which is China Poblana. So you can also look for that if you want in internet, and that will be the way you will be identifying the OC and the staff. And for last day, Dia de Muertos, of course, we will have all this scenario adjustment to the Dia de Muertos traditions. So you will also have so you will also see some kind of our traditions here in Mexico about this day, and you will also see all of our staff members with painted in his faces. So you will be getting to know more about this tradition in Mexico. Something
Awesome.
important
Yes.
is that in all of the places that all of the social programs will be held, we will be there will be not us, but there will be sale of alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. So if you want to not join alcohol and drinks, you can also buy maybe some kind of soda or some kind of beverage that we have here in Mexico, or you can also buy for sure alcoholic drinks, but that will be on you.
Okay, awesome. So I think that will be it, Antonio. If we have any other question, we will let you know. Some people are asking about the survival kit. It's actually down in the website, in the issue website. So please make sure that you can, guys, fix that. And we will be also posting the agenda on the general agenda on the August meeting Facebook, so you can check that out. Okay. So I will just inform the OC about the fixing of the invitation package, so it can be fixed. And we will also be uploading the general agenda and some general contact information about the hotels, the addresses, and more on the official August meeting Facebook and also on the August meeting event. So you can follow that up after the webinar. So I think that will be it for Antonio, that has to leave us now because he has an important meeting about the GA. So thank you very much, Antonio, for joining us today.
See you soon. Say bye, Peter.
Bye, guys.
Okay, so bye, Antonio. Thank you. So now we will continue with day 4, Farhi.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna explain about the day 4. Here that we have the first one is the regional session. So if you see from the previous days, that it's actually like the sessions in the morning, but like on the day 4, you have to know that it's gonna be it's gonna start with regional session, just like Diogo explained before, that this is exclusively to the regions. So you will like be separated into your region, and it will be like all the regions like Asia Pacific, Europe, EMR, Americas, and Africa. And then it will be from 8:30 until 11. And then we will have like 10 minutes to shift the room. So again, no excuse that you're going to be late there. And then afterward, we're going to have the joint sessions. So if you have like, for example, like in the sessions in the morning that you have a special session like a standing committee on human rights in this session, and then like a SCOMI session, and then SCORA session, in this joint session that you will not just only have one session within, but you will have like, for example, like 2 sessions will be in one place to discuss about the things that are related to your sessions. So for example, SCOMI and SCOPI, medical education and professional exchange, will be in one session talk that are related to your standing committees. So the joint sessions will have many themes, and later in the GA that you can choose which joint session that actually you want to join. So this will be from 11:10 until 13, and then we will have lunch for 1 hour, just like the other days, from 1 to 2 p.m. And then afterward, you will have the animal hour, just like also usual. And then we will have the regular sessions that usually previously it start in the morning. This time, the day 4, it will start in the afternoon from 3 until 6. Then afterward, you will have again the animal hour. Why is this important here? Because if you see that this is day 4 and we will have the plenary, and then in this plenary that we will have to elect all the candidatures that we have during this GA. So for example, the candidatures for the EB position, for the officials, for the GA host, and for the supervising council. So here in the plenary, before you will have animal hour to actually talk about this thing, to talk about your vote within the plenary. And then afterward, we will have dinner, and then it will be followed by the plenary. and then it will be the NFDP. So the NFDP stands for the National Food and Drink Party, and is also the thing that been explained before by Antonio, the OC, and also by Ignacia. So I guess this is pretty easy for day 4, and if you have any questions, yeah, please ask them.
I have
Thank
a
you.
small thing to add. So the last 2 days, that will be day 4 and day 5, which is August 5th and August 6th, the plenary will be actually in the venue, in another venue, which is not the main venue that we will have. These two will take place in the venue that the opening ceremony will take place in. So for this plenary, once you finish your NMO hour that you, for example, can do in the hotel or in the venue, you will need to move directly to the plenary and then directly to the NFTP. So please make sure that you bring everything you may need to the plenary, so you won't have time to come back to the hotel before the NFTP and after the plenary. This will go. People will move directly from the plenary to the NFTP, so there will not be any switching time. So make sure that you do that. But in case you don't want to and you still feel like you want to take the stuff from the hotel, as Antonio explained, the NFDP venue is very, very close from the hotels. But if you're not coming directly after the plenary, you will have to fix the transportation by yourself. It's very important that you keep that in mind. Yeah, I think that's something that I wanted to add. So for the last day, which is day 5th, Diogo?
Okay. So going through the last day, the worst day because it's the last one, you're starting missing the General Assembly and everyone that you meet there. But it's also the one that you're more tired. So that's the day that you have to find energy somewhere to do what's still a lot happening. So at the first, you start again with sessions. Since 8:30 in the normal way of sessions, but they will last only for half of the morning, because the second half of the morning will be dedicated to the activities fair and the scientific poster fair. So this is a very specific and traditional thing in IFMSA. It's an activities fair. Every NMO will have the chance to showcase their best projects, best activities, and it's a very exciting fair because it's just there's hundreds of activities being showcased, explained by very excited medical students. And it's a very good opportunity for you to find new projects that you can implement in your NMO, or find new methodologies to improve your own projects. However, you need to prepare for this. So that's why there's a 30 minutes break to prepare for the activities fair and for the scientific poster fair. So make sure you prepare all your materials, the posters, you prepare the pins and stickers and all the flash mobs that you want to prepare. Make sure you have everything ready, otherwise it will be chaotic. But then make sure you also enjoy the activities fair. Then we'll have the lunch and NMR as usual, and then we'll have again 2 parallel sessions. So the first is the training sessions again, but this time is not related to soft skills, but to standing committee related soft skills. So this is kind of a new thing in FMSA, where we use training sessions on soft skills directly applied to a specific topic in a standing committee team. So it's a way to make the soft skills more practical and applied to what we're actually doing. And then we also have a parallel session on that's the open space discussion, in case you want to discuss something with a group of people, or you want to use the GA that gathers students from all over the world to discuss a specific topic. You can go there and find people to help you out. Then we'll go to the last sessions of the General Assembly. So that's where you will evaluate and make the conclusions out of each session and say goodbye to all your fellow participants. And it will be also followed by the final plenary. It's a final plenary with where all the final decisions related to this August meeting will be made. As a hint, please join this last plenary, because apart from being very, very important for the decisions that are made, it's also the last part of the plenary is always interesting, because there's a few nice motions from the NMOs, the CCC, IFMSA team of officials, and so on. So it's definitely worth joining for all plenary sessions, but also for this one. Then is the closing ceremony, and yeah, the Muertos that was explained as a social program by Antonio. So I think that's it about day 5 of the GA. But as usual, if you have any questions or something that was unclear, feel free to share your questions in the chat in the YouTube video. Just to conclude the agenda, so this is the final working day, and then the last day is the departure day. So nothing actually happens in the departure day. You just it's the day that it's reserved for people to leave to the airport or to go and meet, get to know a bit more about Mexico. So the day 6th, 7th of August, nothing happens apart from the departure day. So the OC will be there to help you out, leaving the hotel or finding the place you need to go. And then they will provide more information about the transportation from the hotel to the airports that you need to. But about the agenda for the GA, that is basically it. So in case you have any doubts about any topic that we discussed, feel free to raise it now. And if you remember anything afterwards, after the webinar, feel free to email any of us that will gladly answer. Since the GA is over, I think we could pass to the Q&A answers, questions and answers, unless any of you would like to add something about the
Yes,
GA.
we will go to a little bit about the code of conduct. I think Edward wanted to explain to the participants what's the code of conduct and what is it, why is it there for. Edward?
Okay, hi everyone. So I'll just give a summary of the code of conduct we have in IFMSA. So we adopted a code of conduct that would guide our. Sorry for the noise; it's raining heavily here. So we adopted a code of conduct that would guide our activities in IFMSA. So the fundamental thing in the code of conduct is for us to treat each other with respect and consideration. So in the code of things, that would help us foster tolerance and respect each other's dignity and equality. So we want to appreciate each other's contributions. We do not encourage discrimination in any form, whether political, religious, social, racial, sexual, or disability based. So all participants are encouraged to respect each other very well, and we also encourage each participants to feel comfortable and safe and be respectful, and also participate in all the activities we have. And we also encourage all participants to clean up, like after every session or after any, you clean up your session rooms, you clean up your rooms and everything. We try as much as possible to keep the hotel as clean as possible. Then we encourage everyone, all the participants, we encourage everyone to respect the views of all the participants. Encourage participation. No one should be shy or no one should be afraid to speak up or speak up their mind in a respectful manner. Then we also encourage everyone to follow the instruction of the OC and the TO and the hotel staff. And we also encourage everyone to adhere to the terms and conditions in the hotel. So when it comes to smoking and alcohol regulations, we encourage everyone to consume alcohol in a moderate manner. We do not encourage smoking indoors, and also we do not encourage smoking and alcohol inside the formal rooms of the sessions. We also prohibit illicit drugs, so we do not encourage the use of illicit drugs during the GA. And there will also be financial liability if any member of the anything in the hotel, that participant or that delegate or the NMO would be responsible for that loss. And there are some sanctions if this code of conduct is not respected. So first, there will be a warning, and if they still don't respect the code of conduct, delegates from that meeting or refuse them entry in that particular meeting, or total expulsion for the rest of the GA. So before this decision will be taken, we'll make sure we contact the head of delegation of the that particular delegate before we come to this conclusion. So what we are trying to do with this code of conduct is to help everyone so we respect each and everyone during the fun and have a fruitful General Assembly. Yeah. Thank you very much. And sorry for the noise, it's really raining heavily here.
Thank you, Edward. I wanted to add a little bit about the code of conduct. So basically, as Edward very clearly explained, the code of conduct regulates, it's a very general thing about how should we behave. In case you feel like someone break the code of conduct, and if you feel like yourself is being attacked or violated in terms of the code of conduct, you will need to approach the relevant TO member that will be in charge of the code of conduct. That person will be presented on the first day, so so you can all know him or her. So if you face any kind of situation that you feel uncomfortable with, please feel free to approach them. That will be for the code of conduct. So that's how it works. If you still don't know how it is, most likely your head of delegation will know, because that person will be present nearly every day on the president sessions, most likely. Secondly, about the code of conduct, I really wanted to mention this because we had an issue on the last March meeting. It's about the game of stealing things. There is a game that has been going on through ages in IFMSA that is basically stealing things from other animals that can be like their mascots or their flags or their typical customs, and they usually get returned back on the last day. So we actually had some issues on the March meeting when animals that got stolen did not feel comfortable with getting their stuff stolen. We know that some animals think this is very fun, and I will not discuss it, but I really would like to encourage you just to play this game with animals that you know will take this as fun, because for some animals it's seen as a very disrespectful act to getting their flag stolen. So yes, that's for the flag stealing game. I think I really wanted to address this before anything happens. I'm not just forbidding the game fully, because I know some animals have like bilateral agreements of making this fun, but I know some other animals are really not content about this game. So please take that in mind before you steal someone's flag. If you steal someone's flag from an animal that is not happy, you might face some of the code of conduct consequences that we mentioned. Also about the smoking, in Mexico it's forbidden to smoke indoors, so you will not be able to smoke in any of the rooms. Please do not try to cheat the smoking detectors, because if you get caught, you will be kicked out of the hotel. You might face charges, like police charges, illegal charges, because it's illegal, and the OC or the FMSA team of officials will not be able to help you out if you do so. So please do not break the rules of the country. Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to add anything else. No? Okay.
Can we go to the questions?
Yes. So there is one question about the departure day, how to get back to the airport. To be fully honest, I'm not fully aware on how will that go, but each day there will be an OC desk. An OC desk is basically a place where OC is there 24/7. Well, maybe not 24, maybe 27. So you will be able to ask them all the questions that you feel like. Usually the departure day is arranged in forms of registration, like you need to register for a certain time that you want to get back to the airport, but I'm not aware of all the possibilities about the different airports right now. So please feel free to ask the OC in the OC desk during the GA, and if you still did not get the answers, you can approach the team of officials. Yes. Do we have any other questions? I feel like we don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that would be it for the webinar.
Yep. So just as a final conclusion, as this webinar, our task as regional directors and all team of officials is to make sure that all of you have a very, very pleasant meeting. that you have the opportunity to make a lot of friends without being lost in Mexico or without any problems. So in case you need anything from our side, feel free to reach out. We'll be there always, like around, so ready to help. The team of officials and the organizing committee. And we hope we enjoyed the webinar and see you very, very, very soon in around 1 week.
Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. I just have one question over WhatsApp because the participant cannot write on the chat. So he's asking about whether participants will have to sign something related to the non-smoking or the general rules from the hotel. Well, in the past IFMSA events, usually how it goes is that IFMSA OC, the organizing committee, books the rooms just in the name of the organizing committee, so no one is legally binded to any of the rooms. But in this particular GA, how it will go is that every room will be assigned to the name of the person staying at. So if there anything like legal violation or smoking or destruction of the room, the person that was in the room will be charged, as in any hotel that happens. So please keep that in mind. So as well, if you decide to switch room with your delegation or whatever, the person who is registered in the room will be liable for any damage or anything that happens in that room. Okay, and as well for the other violations of the Mexican law, just don't drink on the streets, don't smoke indoors, and drugs are forbidden. I think that would be very much it. Well, as my other participants said, thank you very much for joining us today, and we're very much looking forward to seeing you all. We are missing that. We will send you guys some stuff. We will be sharing on the social media. We have the August meeting event on Facebook, so check that out because we are posting stuff there constantly. We have the event, and the OC also have the page, like the August meeting 2016 Facebook page. So we will be sharing mostly the survival kits. We're currently working on gathering them all in just one folder so you guys can access them all together and share it with your delegations and whoever missed this webinar. We will be sharing the code of conduct so you can give that a read and be prepared and know what to do in case anything happens. And we will be also sharing the contacts from the hotels and the OC in case you need to arrive by yourself or if you face any problem. If you want us to share something else in this follow-up message email, please feel free to write it in the chat section of the webinar, and we will be most likely will be doing it. Regarding anything related to the plenaries, plenary agenda, and so on, we discussed that on yesterday's webinar, so feel free to check that one as well. Yes, I think that will be it. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.